Hey folks, today we're doing something a little bit different. We are going to talk about my jackets and what I look for in a jacket. If you if you're ever in the shop, you will notice that it doesn't really matter if it's August or February. I'm always wearing a jacket. Mike's always wearing a jacket and probably a vest and probably a wool sweater underneath. We are always layered up, and I think for me the jacket becomes sort of the quintessential piece of the wardrobe because it just is that. It's the immediate pop on an outfit. It's the outer layer in nine cases out of 10. And I just think they're really dope. I'm very passionate about them, and it does look like I wear the same jacket every day, but I promise they're a little bit different, and I know that they're different, and that's enough for me. So, in terms of jacket silhouettes, my go-to, and I think many people's go-to, other than like a Type 3 denim jacket, is just a classic chore coat. Chore coat can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different brands. For me, the ethos of a chore coat is from that sort of like bleu de travail, like the French cotton laborer's coat. So what that looks like in fit is it's usually fairly narrow in the shoulders. This one's from Vetra, which is a French brand. They've been doing them forever. Almost an identical cut to Le Mont Saint Michel, which is another sort of classic French brand. But what you're looking at is fairly narrow in the shoulders, very wide in the body, very accommodating, with layering in mind and ease of movement. And then patch pockets. You usually have two patch pockets in the front, one patch pocket on top, and then usually an interior pocket, which you can sort of see the stitching of here, wallet pocket, whatever. I have very short arms, so you'll notice on almost all of my jackets I cuff the sleeves. Part of that is I like to wear a watch, and I wear my watch on my dominant hand, and I hate having it caught in the sleeves. So it's a sensory thing, I guess. I don't like those cuffs hitting my hands. So this chore coat, I picked this one just because it's representative of sort of the DNA of the chore coat. I got a couple different colors. We cycle through. Most chore coats, again, are going to be 100% cotton if they're doing it traditionally, which this one is. So from there, second option here is a chore coat which is almost identical in silhouette. This one's from Beams, and this is a cotton linen blend, which you can see in the wrinkling. That's the linen coming through, and it's super lightweight, but still nice and thick, which again is the linen side of it. So this is me trying to dress consciously for the summer. I have a couple lighter weight jackets in here. This one actually is functional in that way. It breathes super well, but it's the same exact silhouette as the one from before. But I don't think this one does not have an interior breast pocket. This one does have a little bit of a pencil sleeve, which you'll see in some of the other jackets as well. So this is, again, same Euro chore coat DNA, just tweaked a little bit by a Japanese brand to give you something a little more practical in the summer. Next up, we're going back to the chore coat, but tweaking it a little bit. So a lot of American brands will tweak the DNA of the chore coat, but leave it more or less the same in general. So this one's from Tellison, which are out of San Francisco. This one is International Orange. So there's a fact for you. It's the same color as the Golden Gate Bridge. So what you're looking at here is the same two patch pockets on the front, but what they've done here is they've given you what they call a newspaper pocket for all the newspapers you read, and a glasses pocket. I put my glasses in here once, and I did this, and it snapped them in half. So don't use their glasses pocket as advertised. And they've put the another patch pocket on the right breast, left breast if you're looking at me. So again, 100% cotton. This one is a bull denim. And then it's garment dyed, so it's nice, super bright. Then we've got the exact same jacket. This is my first piece from Tellison, and I love it. This is their traditional chore. This is a 16.5 or 16 on the dot ounce denim. Again, same exact pocket placement. The buttons have the sort of burnish that they put on them has worn off. But yeah, you're looking at the same thing. Now we get into, this is where I get really nerdy about it. We do get into the fading aspect of denim. I have come a long way from really caring about like Instagram level fades. So this is just no not getting too nerdy about washing and washing frequently. These are the fades that I get on it. You can tell that I stand behind the bar, our concrete bar, a lot. And I also lean on it. I promise I also do work, but I do stand in front of the bar and lean on it a lot. And that's where that natural wear starts to come through. Beauty denim, easy weight, 16 ounces. I wear year round. It's a little toasty in the summer, I won't lie. Okay, we're going back to the classic chore. This one from Naked and Famous, one of my all-time favorite brands. Pretty well identical to the Vetra. Exterior pocket on the right breast with a flap, no interior pocket, but more or less the exact same. This is in a hickory stripe denim, railroad stripe I think they call it. Their chore jackets are incredible. We rip through them here. The cool thing about Naked and Famous, always, it comes down to the fabric. So their silhouettes are stellar, but the fabric is just unbelievable. So this is a pretty tame example from them. Right now we have this incredible sort of three-dimensional jacquard loom hickory stripe from them. It is unbelievable. Exact same silhouette. So once you know your size, you're pretty well golden going forth. Another brand that I love, Cardo. This is, again, you're looking at the exact same chore coat DNA with your three exterior patch pockets, no interior pocket on this guy, and this is hand-woven denim. So when you get really down the rabbit hole, this is what you end up with. Their stuff is just beautiful. I'm a huge fan of Cardo and what they do. Okay, this is the last chore coat of the entire bunch that I brought. This one is from probably my all-time favorite brand in terms of denim. It's from Oni, which is very far down the pipeline. It's really nerdy. So this is, again, the exact same chore coat DNA. They call this one their coverall. This is 20 ounces. It's their secret super rough denim. The thing I like about it is that it's got a bit of a green cast to it. So it's slightly different in color when you get it. And I just think it fades really cool. There's, again, similar wear pattern to the Tellison that I showed earlier. It gets so soft. Okay, so I'm wearing a lot of chore coats, chore jackets. What do I wear when I sort of get away from that? One thing with the chore jacket is the silhouette can be tough if you're shorter, like I am. It rides pretty low in the body, and that can chop the length of your legs. I don't usually do them up, and I usually wear my pants really high, so I like how it looks from the front. But if you're keeping proportions in mind, a way to do that is going with sort of a vintage cut. And in denim jackets, you end up, or at least I have ended up, going with a Type 1. So there's a million different patterns of denim jacket out there. The Type 1, Type 2, Type 3 is sort of a nomenclature that comes out of the Levi's jackets and their general progression. Type 1 is easy to identify because it's got the knife pleats in the front, it's got one patch pocket on the left, it's got a buckle back for cinching because it's really wide in the body, and it's usually cropped. This example from Oni was not cropped enough for me, so I took this to the tailor and had him chop off about 3 inches just so that it would hit where I wanted it to, just below my belt. Again, I wear my pants really high, so that might not be you. But that's something to consider. So if you are a shorter guy, if you want to play with proportions in a way that I think is fairly flattering, go shorter on the jacket. Not everything has to be a chore coat. You can go with a shorter denim jacket. If you don't like the look of a Type 1, you can go with a Lee 101J. You can get those vintage, you can get those new, and you can get those, if you're really nerdy, you can get repro ones, which are gorgeous, but they cost an arm and a leg. Another Type 1 here from TCB, another phenomenal brand. This one is more representative of just your standard dark denim. The last one was 15. I think this one's 13 or 14. Same deal, buckle back. This one is a little longer, and I have not had it tailored. When we get away from the Type 1 a little bit, we get towards stuff like this. This is another TCB. This is not a Type 1, but it shares many elements. So you still have the knife pleats. You do have a pocket on the front. This one has no flap. And I just love this one because it's got a Peter Pan collar. I think that is really cool. And it's not something you see very often. I love it. I would have more of them if I could find more of them that fit me. Then, this brand is so cool. This is Old Blue Co. out of Indonesia, I believe. They do incredible silhouettes. Same deal here with the Peter Pan collar. You do have the knife pleats. You've got a Western yoke to it. Western detailing on the patch pocket. They do their own copper buttons, which are so cool. And then you've got a wicked buckle back. I think the cinch on that is so cool. And then big pleats running down the back. And it's fairly cropped. This is a duck canvas. It's pretty heavy. This one I would say is probably 12 or 13 ounces, which is pretty heavy for a canvas. Big fan. I love all of their stuff. They do it, it's drop based, so if you don't grab it right away, it's gone forever. And I have spent long nights refreshing their website. Okay, another silhouette, but we're still playing with denim, is just a traditional blazer cut. So, blazers and sport coats, I think, have a place in 99% of guys' wardrobes. I don't wear a lot of them, but I do like them. I don't really know why I don't wear a lot of them. This one I love. I had to have it tailored. I don't think cuffing is very kosher with a blazer, so I did have the sleeves shortened. This one is from Private White VC, which is an English brand. And so you can see the English tailoring in the sense that it draws from a little bit of an oversized DNA as opposed to a continental, slimmer, more tailored look. Another brand that does very similar things to this would be EG. Even their EG Workaday line, I think, has some really nice blazers. It's just a little smarter, but I wear the denim one the most rather than my cotton or wool ones because I don't know. I'm not a big dresser-upper. Okay, last category, well, I guess two more categories, is militaria. So vintage military jackets are sort of a mainstay in menswear and have been for half a century. This one is sort of it's building off the M65 silhouette. It's by Sage Jacquet, which does a lot of military stuff. But it's in a really interesting cotton hemp blend, and it's very lightweight compared to what a traditional M65 would be. It also has like this blue cast on the dye, and then it fades to almost a yellow. So this is just a weird M65 that I love. I'm also wearing some sort of navy shirt from Real McCoy's. I don't remember what it's called, but I love it. Same color. I think that the military green, usually army green, like that sort of olivey color, I think it goes really well with denim and Oxfords. And I wear a lot of denim and a lot of Oxfords. And I think it's a slick look. It's very safe. It's very classic menswear. I mean, yeah. It's like Pinterest level menswear. It is not brave. I'm not breaking a mold here. But it's comfortable, it's familiar, and I like it. Another military piece, also Real McCoy's. This is a navy dungaree. So just like a simple sort of deck jacket silhouette. I love this. This is a 13-ounce denim. And Real McCoy is a brand that does a lot of really interesting details. This one gets a little costumey for me. It does say navy on the button, which is maybe a little much. But I think it's dope. This silhouette, again, we're getting closer to the chore coat again in DNA. A little bit longer, patch pockets on the front, and a shawl collar on this one, which is why I got it. I did not have a lot of shawl collar jackets. This is still my only one. I think it's cool. Last of the bunch, a leather jacket. I do not wear this very often. I should wear it more. I can't really pinpoint why I don't. I think a leather jacket looks really slick. I prefer leather jackets that are very minimal. I do not love the black ones with all the zippers and the crazy pockets. If you do, that's great. But that's not my vibe. I like, this one's from Roots, believe it or not. Their leather is phenomenal. I'm a huge fan of them. And I believe all the leather stuff is still made in Canada. Another really cool Canadian brand that's doing phenomenal leather jackets, many in sort of the plainer style that I really like, is Master Supply Co. They do a really nice like welder's jacket that I am a huge fan of. It's rough out, so just funky. Long and short of it, I wear a lot of jackets. I know you all wear a lot of jackets. We have a lot of jackets. Come in and try them on. We have, from Naked and Famous, which again was this silhouette here, we have tons of their chore coats all the time. I am a huge fan of their silhouette, and it fits almost everybody. You just gotta get your size dialed in. I think it can be a very flattering cut. It is certainly a very accommodating and comfortable cut. It's great for layering. Another brand that does chore coats exceptionally well is Universal Works. They have tons of silhouettes. Their Baker's jacket is sort of the fan favorite in here. Portuguese Flannel does phenomenal chore coats. They call it the Labura jacket. We got fat corduroy ones this year. We've also, I think we have some cotton ones left. Don't quote me on that. They might be gone. Stan Ray, another brand we carry now that does phenomenal jackets. I just think we're getting, as I say this, I'm looking out the window. It is like minus 30 outside and currently blizzarding. But spring is around the corner, I promise. So with that sort of evening jacket or like throw on with a jeans and a t-shirt jacket coming back into fruition, come in and try a bunch of silhouettes on. Your jean jacket is fine. It's probably a type 3 and it's probably cool, but it might be nice to have some alternatives to that. So swing by, try on a bunch. We'll talk about where it lands on your body. If you're taller, your options might be a little different. If you're shorter, again, your options will be probably similar to what I like to wear. But there's no right answer, and there's certainly no wrong answer. Come in and try on some jackets. They're really cool. Ask me about them, because I will yap. Thanks, folks.